Oh, snap.
Oh.
I know.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Are we gonna get copyright? Is that
It's like
copyright infringement
it's on
if we do that?
impulse. The moment you see Bungie, you can't
See
help but
Bungie,
like
yeah.
sound like a druid.
Mm.
It's great. And even
And
then,
you, and you kind of play druids in this too,
yeah, it like
sorta.
super sweet science druids with
Science druids, I like that. That's gonna be my class. I'm gonna roll a science druid.
but this is a very special edition of Press Pause Radio Play. We got in and we're gonna show off basically my experience in particular with Destiny because Andrew couldn't schedule a time to fucking hit some missions with me. Oddly enough,
Yeah.
I'd meet. It was. I swear to God, it almost might as well have been like a British comedy where every time we'd like try to meet up with one another, the other one already left. You know,
Yeah,
like
you
that
poke your
Rowan
head out
Atkinson
from
romantic
somewhere,
comedy where like the girl's
or
chasing
like
after
Benny,
him.
or Benny Hill, we're running around and like narrowly missing each other,
Yeah.
hiding behind rocks and shit. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. It just
But
sucks because like the alpha was going on for only maybe a few days, and it felt like it was happening during E3 week, so you were already kind of indisposed. And or wait, was it E3 week that
it
was
was the
happening? Yeah, it
weekend
was.
after
It was like right at
E3.
the end. Yeah, and I mean, like you had stuff going on, and I don't know, it just felt like it was hard to match up times, you know?
So this is probably one of my favorite features right here is launching into a mission and then choosing stipulation to yield a better, basically better rewards and loot out of it. So I didn't balls out too hard. I put brave, but I wanted to highlight legend on there, and I'm really excited too because I think this is Sayre's like first look, really, at Destiny, and like considering his Halo hatred, I think we have a possibility to turn him around.
We'll see. I don't know, man. He didn't really like Borderlands too much either. So that's kind of what you get with Destiny. It's like Halo and Borderlands. So if do two wrongs make a right, Sayre? I don't know. We'll see.
This trash on
I was gonna
trash.
say, ouch, double whammy, right? Like,
Yeah.
guess we'll have to see.
But
I
and
know
what
one
is
thing.
it,
I don't
like-
think Peter Dinklage will be the thing that fucking breaks him.
yeah, and that's like people are saying like it's like the worst thing. I'm like, I don't know. I don't mind it too much. I thought it was kind of cool.
I think he was going for like the corny sci-fi vibe. Like I didn't think it was shitty. Like
kind of robotic, but kind of because you're a robot, you're a tiny little.
yeah,
I'm not saying you're a
dude,
tiny little
like, it's
person.
really
You're
weird.
tiny little like sphere of robot. You know, I mean, it's just that's kind of what you are. You're what is it? Guilty Spark was from Halo. It's kind of the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly the vibe I thought he was going for. Nailed. So I don't know why people are like Peter Dinklage is like the worst part of Destiny. I'm just like, you can't fucking satisfy anyone anymore. I
Yeah.
will say this though, I kind of wish I had access, but again, it's alpha and I don't know, but really would have loved like some better vehicles to work with, and not only that, the lethal capabilities of vehicular manslaughter, limited. I
Very.
like ran
Yeah.
somebody full like head on like I want to say like OJ Simpson them with my like fucking ride, and they just stood there and they're just like, well, that was
Yeah.
annoying.
It's
now, O.J.
I mean,
Simpson's knifed in the, or like O.J. Simpson white Broncoed.
Yeah, like OJ Simpson White Broncos. See, thank you. You totally
yeah, nailed it.
nailed it. Thank you.
It's definitely the AI has to kind of be to blame for a lot of that. I think. I mean, the AI in the alpha wasn't really sharp, but it's an alpha. It's to be expected. I mean, they lose sight of you. They kind of forget you're there altogether. You know, I think it would be the same with the vehicular stuff. I just don't think that they would really be able to stand in a spot long enough to get hit by a vehicle. You know, they just like would instantly, once they see that you're not there standing in front of them, they would go off and do something else. Like that's
So
that's
does
old
this-
shit. Let's
does this
do
rocket
something
bike-
else.
Does this rocket bike control as badly as it looks like it does?
It controls just like the Warthog. It controls just like the Warthog.
Yeah, and to
That's
be
why-
honest
that's
with
why I
you,
like
like that rocket boost that you're seeing, it makes it hard to maneuver, but it definitely speeds it up. Honestly, because like that's the one thing, the landscapes and stages in Destiny are huge. Like if I just like wanted to fuck off the mission, I had a surprising amount of a real estate that I could just scour. It was
But you probably found the same thing that I found. If you do kind of venture off the beaten path too much, you find some shit that can fuck you up quick. Really quick.
It's Fallout
It- it-
status.
It does not scale. Yeah, it does not scale. in particular, I think anytime you're somewhere like this and you see like a dark cave, or like if you go into a building that has like a dark entrance, like you kind of know, like that cave right there that you saw just a minute ago, like to your left there. You could not go into those caves. You're like, oh, a dark secluded cave. I can find some loot. It's like, no, you cannot. You will
here's a cave that I just see right here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take it out, and I was able to competently take this dude out. But yeah, I know what you mean though. They're like, they put high level people in areas that like little nooks and crannies where you're going out of your way to get to. Yeah, and even then, like, I was surprised the fact that like one level, and I mean like one level alone, can make all the difference. And I still don't know what kind of algorithms in place to like make that call. Like, I am in like I think I'm level 5 right now. Yeah, I'm level 5. Yep. And like I had to use some like first person techniques like clipping and strafing between cover to like take out that dude. But like even then, I also have some mods currently on my assault rifle that basically, as long as I shoot within quick bursts and I don't squeeze the trigger, it adds more damage and adds more critical to my shot. So that's why you guys are seeing like a lot of yellow numbers flying from my damage. It's got a burst.
Like Ryan here, I did get some kind of higher level guys in here, which is weird because you're not even seeing them. I remember when I went into this cave, there were some like level 12s in there. I think I had to take on.
Really, I haven't fought any level 12s at all. The highest I fought is 8. Other than the bosses, the bosses are fucking. They don't even think they show a level. They're just
and you have to take them on with other people. Try and do it solo. They don't even let you. Like you take that mission on with other people. Which are you just free roaming right now? Or are you with a fire team?
I'm not with a fire team. I'm free roaming, but I meet up with people like randomly, as you can see.
Yeah.
Just waving and like doing stuff like that actually adds to your meter. Like the game rewards you for socializing like that, which is awesome.
Which is good because that supercharge takes 10 minutes to actually it takes like 10 minutes for it to reload unless you have some kind of modifications that will speed it along a little bit better.
Yeah, and even then, like, even applying it to, like, a boss is also pretty rad. That dude just came in and just like, I'm going to shoot this gravity bomb.
Yep, so. I'm going in. Yeah, and, and the only downside to the alpha was you did end up having to use a lot of these rooms and a lot of these areas, more than a few times, for the different missions. But I agree. I think there was some real estate that you could actually use, but at the same time, I felt like they kind of reused a lot of areas, It was kind of closed off a little bit.
So, right now I'm just entering the lunar complex, and right here I believe this is where they introduced the hive. So
yes,
like again, like I kind of got like
I didn't even know you could get up there. That's cool.
Yeah, well that's my class. It allows me to, I believe I chose Hunter Vanguard, so it gives me a double jump.
Yeah, no, everyone gets a double jump. I just didn't know that was above there.
Oh, really? Wait, hold on. There's one class that doesn't get a double jump, though. Like, they can't. I'm trying to remember.
Maybe like the heavy. Because I was a warlock, and I got a double jump.
Yeah, I believe I'm Vanguard.
No, you have a knife. I think if you have a knife as your melee, I think you're like an assassin kind of rogue character. I think. Because you don't throw like a spell out, do you?
No, I toss grenades. Yeah, I'm assassin.
Probably,
actually, I'm assassin. I just remembered now.
Yeah, because warlock does like an actual spell. This part was freaky shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like. Yeah, fucking, and see that burst mod really helped out. And then, of course, them quick shotguns.
Shotguns, yep. Roadie shotgun, man, might as well.
All right, we selling you on it so far, sir?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so
it seems so samey. I don't know.
It is a fun casual game to play with friends, though. I think. Like, I never once felt like I was not skilled as like a FPS player. Like, I felt like as long as I could like aim and shoot, that I could still like accomplish a lot. Which I can't say that about a lot of shooters.
Yeah,
I feel like if I'm not, the fact that it is competitive, but also cooperative, I think kind of makes me enjoy it a little bit more personally.
It's weird. It's got like the same kind of vibe that the original Mass Effect did in the way it handles RPG mechanics in when aliasing them into shooting mechanics. Like the fact that like I remember you would get a certain damage bonus that was like determined by like a random algorithm, kind of like a dice roll. And there are certain perks that you can get like that too, but they like unlike BioWare, they balance it out by like point of targeting. Like I would get an extra damage bonus if I targeted limbs or if I targeted like faces. So even then, there's so many different builds and options that like you don't have to like really be super skilled at shooting. And then like the shield is pretty generous and like fucking finding cover and just like regenerating. It's just that.
As a warlock, though, I was kind of like glass cannon, just like any MMO. Like I could deal a lot of damage from afar, but if I got too close into like combat situations, I got dropped pretty quick. I mean, a lot of these things are your classic MMO. Especially like you said, like a dice roll, like your damage being output as a dice roll is exactly what's happening. It's like Fallout or any other RPG. It's all based on percentages of what you're gonna.
Like,
you can aim down and shoot.
See where I'm aiming for the head. See where you get the yellow crit in between. Yeah, that crit's determined by, like I said, like a mod I have for bursting, as well as like I believe I had like I don't remember, but I mess around with my guns a little bit to like try to increase the odds of getting a critical shot. These fucking guys right here.
Yeah, that wizard sucks.
Honestly, the worst thing I have encountered, and we'll hit it in a little bit. I actually spend quite a bit of time, like, trying to get at it. Like, I'm surprised they didn't fucking go down right here.
Yeah.
I will say that melee strike, it's really quick and handy, and it comes out. Like, I love the fact that, like, they like definitely operated with the same sensibilities within Halo, except they actually gave it like its own. I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it. Like it has its own properties for how much damage it does. Like it's not like a Battlefield or a Call of Duty where it's a guaranteed kill when you get up close. Like there are certain ways and certain spots you got to use on the enemy where it can either do a lot of damage or get a guaranteed kill. Yeah.
Probably like a lot of MMOs where it's like if you have like a backstab attempt or something, it's going to be more an opportunity to kill if you're, sneaking or if you're behind them, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and then the certain thing that like if anything, funny enough, everybody was talking about loot. The looting system in Destiny is actually not very good.
Well, not in the alpha because you couldn't use fucking any of it.
Yeah.
Any of the good stuff that you got, you only capped out at level 8, so you couldn't really use any of the stuff that you got.
But I mean, I'm just talking about the process of collecting it in the context of seeing it. It's not like Borderlands, for example. Like you see it all laid out around the ground. You can hold a button and just collect all of it at once. I mean, there are points where and I'm like these those items that you can get from fallen enemies. That's not exactly what I'm talking about as far as loot. Like you can go into a room, and you can completely overlook that there's loot.
A loot chest. Yeah, like a chest of loot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's absolutely no clear telegraph or context clue. It's just saying hey, whoa, what are you doing? There's cool shit in here.
Yeah.
So
that's true. Yeah, and it's always usually pretty well hidden.
Yeah,
like in a corner somewhere or on a table that you didn't realize was there.
Is that a shitty man baby complaint? Is that like me? I mean, I don't mind looking for it, but I just feel like it blends so well with the set pieces of the room that I feel like I overlook it.
Well, especially when you're in buildings, it's not really much of a set piece at all. It's very similar in terms of color. You could easily lose it because it's a lot of browns and a lot of dark colors. At least when you're outside, things can stand out a little bit more. When you're inside, it's just it's not great.
Yeah, and there's no, like I said, there's no quick collect. You just got to run that tap.
Run and go actually find it and interact with it too. Yep. I feel like you haven't used supercharge at all. Do you have a supercharge at this point?
I do have a supercharge. I for some reason may have completely forgot that I had it. Just because usually my mentality is when I get a supercharge, unless I'm put in a situation where I encounter a mob that's just fucking insane and I need to thin out the
overrun him.
numbers, I always
Yeah.
save it for a boss situation.
There it goes.
So like, yeah, you see that yellow bar, it's there. I just completely fucking forgot about it. That wizard. I like his voice acting.
Moon Wizard. I don't mind it. I really did not mind it at all.
So this next mission, it really it makes me excited, and at the same time, it really I have a lot of apprehension towards it because it will really spell for just how successful Destiny will be because there's a lot of stuff in here that really you can't solo. You just can't. And there's no bot options, there's no I could see somebody there's a lot of players even in the alpha there are a lot of players that I ran into that I can work with online, but there are so many people that had dropped connections and a bunch of other shit. I don't know, and this next one we got our nuts handed to us. It's pretty brutal.
Is it the Deathwalker?
The Devil Walker, yeah.
A Deathwalker, yeah, that one's bad. I think I told you we were talking about this. I did find kind of a trick or a way to kind of cheat it, and it ended up working out pretty nicely.
Really, I'm curious. If any, you can probably tell me where I fucked up. I love that too. In the alpha,
I can show you. Yeah.
Can we talk about how smart? I said, the degree of the money hat that Sony has going on with Bungie right now is ridiculous. The fact that this mission alone is also it's not enough that you have to find a way to get the alpha or be invited to it, but also the fact oh hey, we're gonna actually gate some of the content of this alpha if you do not have a PlayStation Plus membership. So
they let you play it even if you weren't a Plus subscriber, you mean? Or
no, they would not let you play it if you were not a Plus subscriber. So let's say we got Sarah in on this, the three of us. Sarah would have to be a PS Plus member in order to get in on it.
Because it's online, yeah.
Well, right, but what I'm saying is that this particular mission, so the previous mission that we just showed did not require a PlayStation Plus membership. I just find that funny that they actually went to the degree of gating content for an alpha, something that's already the intent and purpose of generating interest. They're still finding a way to fucking nickel and dime people.
Well, the full game won't let you have any access to it without Plus at all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, no, because this alpha build, the way they're using okay, so say you party up with teammates. Or if you go into the Crucible where you do the online stuff, against people, the competitive and the cooperative stuff, from what they're saying, it's supposed to be in the game, just dynamically it can happen while you're exploring. You don't go into a separate menu. You may have to go into orbit and go to that area, but you're in game when that stuff's going on.
The alpha already kind of was like that.
But yeah, to the degree that they're saying that they want it to be as in the full game is, it's all happening. So I'd assume it's going to be one of those things like ESO, or something like that, where you at least right now, it sounds like you have to have a membership to play it online. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's the way it was explained to me.
That makes a lot. I don't know how it's gonna operate on Xbox One. More than likely, Live will be involved, but there are so many different MMO properties and so many systems in place that I'm surprised that this was something that wasn't introduced as an MMO that required a subscription.
Yeah. So what I can show you with this Devil Walker, your being on the left hand is what my other teammates did in our fire team. I actually went around the other way, and if you go around the other way to the far right,
there's a little clove.
Yeah, and it's a hallway that goes up to that platform where that Devil Walker's at.
Yeah, we did use that tactic once we thinned the numbers.
Yeah,
because what's going on is I'm going to revive this. Well, fucking. So there went my goodwill, and then dead.
Yeah. and you did. This thing's a pain.
Oh, dude, yeah. The bosses, I feel even because again, you can only take 3 people in here. I can only imagine the level, because again, the equipment, like any other MMO, is also level capped. Like there's only so many different like pieces of arsenal that you can customize or use on the onset. Even at maxed out capabilities and like let's just say all 3 are running like the hottest fucking gear that they can at the level cap for the mission, you still get your fucking shit handed to you. Like, we have to come in here with like they can shoot us in the fucking baby toe and we'd be dead. And like, I don't know, I don't understand like if this is just like another shortcoming of it being an alpha and them not like polishing that sort of difficulty curve or that like fucking that scaling, but like yeah, just
well, no, like okay, so like when you actually went to go into this instance, you know, you did see like your gear and how it stacked up, right? Like the percentage.
I did not.
Oh
yeah, so like when you go into so when you go into this objective, you can look at your gear and it'll give you a percentage of how effective it's going to be. And if you're in the red, you're using gear that's probably not going to be effective in this encounter. If you can get gear, you know, like guns or weapons that are going to be in the green and give you an effective, you know, effectiveness against this, then you have a better shot of it. Like it actually tells you how your gear stacks up, which is nice. Yeah, because I saw that all 3 of your equipments that you had equipped were like in the red, so you're not really using great equipment. It's like when you play WoW or something and you have to do like a lot of end game PvP
see,
stuff.
I got like the best that I could get. I didn't even realize that you can do that contrast.
Yeah, but like you've been to the tower already, right? To get like, you know, new gear.
Yeah, I did go to the tower. I'm gonna go to the tower later after this, but yeah, when I went to the tower, I definitely chose the best of what was available, and like I also, like, you know, before getting to this point, I also worked towards some bounties.
I never did any of the bounties. I meant to, but never got around.
You know what's funny is I never did any of the Crucible stuff. Like
I did, yeah, only like 1 round, but yeah. But then you also know, like when you're doing certain objectives, they give you those like blueprints almost to get like equipment. It's kind of like the equivalent of like in Diablo when you get gear and it hasn't been identified, and then you take it to someone and get identified and you get that gear. Did you ever do that in the tower at all?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
'cause you actually get pretty decent gear doing that.
Yeah, and even then, like the Devil Walker, like we got a pretty good team going on. Where as long like this fucking and like
you're up close too, danger
yeah.
close.
Well, just because at this point, I don't have a whole lot of ammunition and get my fucking dude here. Oh, God. See, in the context of distance, of reviving somebody's fucking ridiculous, too.
Yeah.
But I was too... Oh, yeah. That's the one thing I hate, too. They fucking spawn enemies on you, like...
Yeah, they do.
Like, right on top of you. Like, I don't under... And then again, it's alpha, but... I really, really hope that's not something that's going to carry over. And I'm pretty sure that was like a common complaint from other people. So
yeah, it seems like a complete pain in the ass.
But this one in particular can be, yes.
Yes. But like, I mean, still, like, you know, these are people like these players that are playing with me. Like after the end of this mission, they added me on PlayStation, and like we talked about how we're going to hop back in July, and they immediately messaged me. So it's got like a journey. Like I didn't play with a headset. I just like I could have, but
I did, but I never really seemed to use it. Like no one responded. I'm sure I was talking a lot, but never got a response back.
And like even then the in-game like point at and it's very like contextually intuitive to where like I could be saying something, and as long as I remember the macro quick command to like, oh, I gotta fucking, I want them to direct their attention this way. And you can do that by just waving or pointing at somebody and then immediately turning around and pointing. Like, I can point at that fallen captain and, like, basically it'll show up on the screen, and then if I point at somebody, it'll show up on their screen. Basically implying, hey, dude, I want you to help me out. I need support on this.
I think that supercharge is so weak. It's just like fire gun, it does 3 bullets, and that's fucking it.
Yeah, but like when it's used against like ground soldiers,
you annihilate. Yeah,
but fucking as far as like bosses, and that's the thing. Like I really like. I was put in a situation where by the time I earned a supercharge, there wasn't a whole lot of like ground, because there'll be like captains who have shields that like can immediately be taken out within like any shot. But like a part of me was just like, dude, I need to use this against the boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, save it up.
Yeah, but these guys are on the same level. Like everybody's kind of like found their groove, and I'm just right now. I just realized like I'm low on ammunition. And I can also see that they could use some help with support. These fucking teleporting fucks, too.
Man.
And see, like, there.
Thank God they didn't throw a wizard in.
Oh, dude.
They done in this boss one. The other boss one they do, though. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Him.
Yeah, fuck him, because I nearly had him dead to begin with.
Exactly.
Yeah, but, like, just the fucking
That's
time spent on this goddamn walker is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like as long as you have a pretty competent team, and like it's funny to me because like that's another part of the MMO aspect is like any other MMO, when you put in time to do an instance, like in most MMOs, especially more advanced levels and objectives, like some people can take an entire night to do a mission, and I really feel like Destiny will have that. It like it reminds me of fucking of StarCraft 2, dude. And I don't know. I kind of have
amount of time you got put into it.
Yeah, I kind of have a love-hate like relationship with the idea. So I don't know.
I could see myself really losing time in this game. Like I felt like because a friend and I played this, we didn't do any of this stuff. We really just only did like when you're in old Russia, just doing like random missions where you go find beacons and do the missions. We just did that. We didn't do any like story-based stuff, but we spent like a good couple hours just doing that, and I enjoyed it, you know, like getting new gear and, you know, leveling up, and, you know, you could lose time doing that, I think, just, you know, going and exploring. The story-based stuff is interesting, but I don't think that's really what I really want out of the game. Like, I want that sense of, like, open-world exploration and kind of building. You don't really get a chance to build your own story as your character. I think in most MMOs, you kind of build your own story with your character. In this, you kind of have to play the story-based stuff to really get anything out of it, you know? Everything else just random quests you do for no real reason other than you're doing some random jobs for somebody, and that's it. I don't know. But like I said, Alpha obviously can't take it at, you know, full face value, but you're gonna get fucked up here pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm. Get up! Ow! Fucking. Nope. That's what happens when I brought a knife to a knife fight.
Yeah, a bigger knife. A bigger knife fight.
I think we may be winning over Sarah though.
Not really. No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
It's too multiplayer centric. I couldn't get behind this. It would be way too toxic.
There's some solo stuff too, though. Well, okay. Let me ask you something.
Doesn't matter.
What if it was me and Andrew playing with you?
Yeah,
even then, I'd get too competitive. I would.
We'll let you fly the ship.
Yeah.
Was someone saying that they had thought they were gonna like include some kind of like combat, like space combat?
Because here's the thing, you can customize your ship and you can customize its artillery, but then like it goes to loading screens with the ship. So I'm just like what? Like I don't know if that was like a huge cock tease or if there's like something behind it. I don't because I could have sworn because like you can go into the hangar where your ship is, and you can buy parts for your ship. So
I mean, yeah, because Halo Reach had combat like that, so it wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't be something that Bungie wouldn't consider, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't know.
It's weird though. I was personally just wanting vehicles that had their own artillery. Like I couldn't. None of the vehicles available could even like had a weapon that you could shoot from. Mm-hmm. You couldn't even like shoot from the vehicle. Another thing that we also tried that was weirdly absent. If you like have a team and somebody's got a vehicle, they can't ride on somebody else's ride. Mm. Like, if you had your bike, I couldn't hop on the bike's back and then, like, be your shooter. It was, like, each bike could only seat one person. Which, again, really weird. And I am fucking out of bullets.
Yep,
so
shotgun time.
Let's see how well this... Ah! Oh, good.
Nope. Cartwheels.
Bouncy grenades. That guy, though, he had the right idea. Oceanic Commander. That dude, or no, that was no quarter. No quarter! Yeah, these guys are pretty swell, but, like, and see, that's the one thing I'm curious about. Like, I understand, Sarah, you're not, like, a big multiplayer dude, but, like, I had no, like, I've never seen these guys online before, and like I said, I made new friends. They even asked, like, we found out that, like, Oceanic Commander has Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and I played him on Vita. So I feel like Destiny kind of possesses those same, like, attributes to, like, an MMO. Like, I've made so many friends from Final Fantasy XI, like, that I still talk to this day. And, like, none of us really stay active in Final Fantasy XI. Like, we might be heading back. And then we met up. Because of that, it determined, like what server I went to when I got into 14. I mean, I could totally see Destiny having the same kind of vibe, especially with, like, I don't know, the multiplayer aspect of it seems so seamless that it's actually cool to me. I like the fact that I can just run into people online and be friends with them. And yeah, goddamn, dude, barely anything. But we're about to take this fucking thing out. But none of that entices you at all, dude?
Not really. I've never been an online sort of player. I did Call of Duty, and that was it. Ever since that went downhill.
Like, Call of Duty is competitive. We're
not even talking about modern Call of Duty though. I only enjoyed it back in Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, but like, I feel like Destiny kind of gets rid of a lot of that vitriol, and even then, like, even with, like, loot and things that you do, it's shared. Like, all your efforts are shared with one another. So, like, I don't feel like there's no sense to, like, or there's no situation where you can grief your partners or spite them or do anything at all that would just, like, fuck up the overall team morale.
And almost done.
Almost done. If I can find some fucking ammunition.
Ooh, he's on you.
Yeah. Bouncies! It's the bouncies, dude.
And cartwheel. Yeah, those do suck. That's for sure.
It's more like an awesome.
Shame you can't really, like someone mentioned this to me when we were talking about Destiny. Like, why can't you, like, res at the graveyard and run back to your body? You know, like, you have to either respawn or, you know, that's MMO shit right there. You know.
I actually like that you don't do that. I fucking hate that mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, I especially don't like it in, like, Demon Souls or Dark Souls. Like, going back and having to collect your fucking, like, experience. Like, you know what's funny is Shovel Knight does that too. Where if you die, your loot is in the spot where you died, so you have to make sure. It sucks if you're, like, in this really shitty area that you may not be able to get back to, which can happen. And I won't go into too many details after, you know, aside from that. But yeah, I've never been a fan of that mechanic. Fucking thing.
Almost there.
I think it's dead. I think it's done. It's getting there.
Still got a little bit, just a little bit of energy left, just barely.
And see, yeah, I don't even know how I died right there. I think it's these fucking bouncy fucks, dude.
Yeah, they don't ever stop.
No. So did you fight Sepsis Prime? Because I believe that's the boss after this.
Oh, the giant eyeball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Oh no, that one wasn't as bad. I just didn't like when the fucker teleported.
I didn't like when he teleported, but I didn't like when he summoned all his little fucking friends. Because he summoned a lot of fucking friends. And done.
Bye, Devil Walker.
Sepix Prime.
And now more enemies.
Yep. It's not fucking it's not a walk in the park.
No.
Okay, so I'm trying to, because I don't know, I could see Sarah, like, possibly enjoying this if it was us, because I understand you have an apprehension of, like, you don't want to, like, make it into a competition or get competitive with it, but I don't feel like the game really incentivizes, like, being, like, competitive. Like, you guys really, like, we all operate as a cohesive unit. Like, somebody having more kills than me, they don't get a better reward. If anything, it's just, like, arbitrary bragging rights.
But I think with this being just the alpha, we don't know what it's going to end up being like in the full build. Like, from what it sounds like, they were saying, like, the actual, like, competitive stuff would happen, like, in game, like, or like some like other fire team would invade like as you're doing missions, and you have to choose either engage them or let them just pass. Like you kind of have to. Like, it's almost like you like get into like a PvP area, like as you're playing the game. That's at least the way it was explained to me. So I think for that reason, you would get into a firefight pretty quick, and then you'd have to, get into that competitive nature, like Sarah was kind of mentioning. And I don't know, I could see maybe him liking this, but at the same time, it being so ingrained with being online and being connected and in this this shared open world experience, I don't know if that's something that people that aren't fans of online games would really get into.
Well,
this might be the game that breaks that mold, but at the same time, I think that's asking a lot of people that don't normally play online games.
So let me ask you, Sarah, is there any game that would like interest you into stepping into an environment like that?
Online, not really. I'm kind of a loner when it comes down to it. Like I like playing a game at my own pace. I don't want to have to be dragged around by anybody else. Nor do I want to be pressured into playing at times that I normally wouldn't be able to. Because I do enough as it is, right? Like, I'm so busy with so many other projects that I just couldn't squeeze in something on someone else's timetable.
And see, like, I understand, like, I totally agree with you. Those are definitely two, like, stipulations that I think have made previous, like, MMO settings fail. But, like, I feel like with the right player base and with the right dynamics set into place, like I said, these two dudes, I never met them before. And, like, I let them know, too, like, hey, by the way, like, I do this shitty podcast and this video and whatnot. You guys are cool with being in it. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, totally. Like, you're the one that sucked the most out of us anyway. Ha, 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 ha. You guys are fun.
That's true, though.
It is true. But, yeah, like, I feel like the game is so friendly in its social settings to where you could just run the matchmaking. Even in alpha, the matchmaking was incredibly competent. So I felt like fucking it was put in a situation where it didn't really become an issue. And I got a note too, dude. Oceanic Commander, that guy was fucking MVP. When we were both down, like, that dude like stayed the fuck alive. So
yeah. That's what you have to do, or else you're starting over again if you all three die at the same time.
Yeah, which, I personally, I don't mind it, and it really just depended. But yeah, we were able to get through it, but I don't know. I feel like the game, like where I can understand like Sarah's apprehension to where it sort of like isolates him based on like his play structure. I feel like Destiny accommodates it in a sense, as long as you give it a chance. I don't know. Like, I'd love for Sarah to like give it a, like, I'm not saying like I don't want you to play something you don't think you're not gonna have fun with, dude. But I just, that when Andrew mentioned like this game has like the makings for a possible deal breaker for anyone who could share those same thoughts, I agree with him. So I don't know. To me, it like the multiplayer demands of it are easily compensated just from like the player base that like already made its way into the alpha, and the way it handled the matchmaking and everything was pretty competent to me. But
I don't know. In a different financial climate, I could see myself maybe giving it a shot. But I mean, with so precious few dollars at my disposal, there's no way that I'd be able to get on board in such a way that I'd be able to even play with you guys, really. Because I know you'd be on board next gen, right? So.
Yeah, it'd be nice if they actually gave you an option like other MMOs do now, where you can play like up to like level 20 or play to a certain level for free just to try it. Because with this, you don't really have a chance to try it unless you got into the beta, and tried it in the beta.
And even then, Sarah's choice of platform is not gonna have that kind of support because he's picking up an Xbox One soon, and Bungie isn't catering to that, which I think is fucking, again, like I have a lot of mixed feelings.
They will do beta for Xbox One though, for sure. It's just beta will start on PS4, but no, Xbox One will get beta access.
Okay, but even then, we won't be able to play with them though. But that's just the nature of the beast between platform networks.
I mean, I've already decided I'm getting it on Xbox One when it releases, though.
Oh, really?
Sony's getting a lot of these exclusives. it just comes down to the people that are playing. You know, I mean, I think that's what really you have to do. Like, if you know you're gonna have a dedicated group of people that are playing, then you have to go to that platform. It's like any other online game.
Yeah, I was gonna get it on PS4 just because I wanted to carry over everything I did in alpha. But if you're getting it,
no, that I doubt that'll carry over.
They might give you something.
If it does, then maybe I would have to consider it, because I'll play beta and alpha on PS4 since it's first on that. And if any of that carries over, then I might have to consider it.
And see, I think that too, like, that's why Sony put so much of an emphasis that they locked in this alpha, because, you know, people would just come down to that decision. So I love that. Fucking totally sacked myself. I was a martyr for that dude. Brought him to life just so I can fucking, like. And
you see here, like, when you got killed, it'll show you how you were killed with, like, the servitor attack. But I remember seeing the last time you got killed, you got attacked by, and it has that, like, that purple, like, swirl mark. Like, that's like a certain, like, property, or, you know, like, whatever, like, you know, fire, or, you know, whatever kind of abilities they're using. I wonder if it's like an MO, like they have weaknesses, you know, like to certain properties, like this attack or this kind of attack is weak to this, you know, this property or this type of attack. You know, they don't really come around and tell you that. You have to kind of figure it out, you know, what it's weak to.
Which,
but I don't know if that's something they would
like,
go into.
I just wish it would have like a Final Fantasy type ability where you can like gauge it and like learn that information. What's the name of that ability? It's like
well, I know, like in like Bravely Default, it's like when you like not scan, but you examine.
It is, scan, right?
Yeah, scan or examine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you can figure out like what its hit points are and what it's weak to and stuff like that.
But fucking, and the thing is too, with like, as far as like the beta is concerned, I don't even know how long it's going, but like the alpha, they've already introduced so much. So I honestly, I had no idea that the beta would even make its way to Xbox One. I thought that it was purely locked in just for fucking PlayStation 4.
No, because I know that, you know, because right here, like that servitor tag, it shows like the property next to it. I wish I knew more about what that meant or what it was. You know, they don't really break it down in the alpha at all. No, but going back to the beta stuff, like I know Bungie had said specifically that, you know, when you reserved it at any participating retailers, you get the code that you register on Bungie.net that gets you into the beta. And then once the beta's ready to go and the train shows up, you would, they would send you confirmation that you're in the beta, and they'd ask for your platform of choice. So you'd have to confirm which platform you want to play the beta on. But yeah, beta's supposed to be available on all platforms that's going to be coming out for.
And see, I wonder if they're already going to go ahead and send something just for us who've already like got it started on PlayStation 4. Like, I don't know. I'm really curious just to see, again, if any of this carries over.
As far as I know, beta is locked only for pre-orders. That's like the only circumstance you have to do for the beta is you have to have it pre-ordered, because you have to register on Bungie.net. And that's why I'm wondering if they did carry over alpha or beta anything. I think it's got to be tied to your Bungie account and not necessarily to the platform that you're playing it on. That's at least what I'm hoping. Oh yeah, it started over again on this dude.
Yeah, we got taken out.
Bummer.
See, and that's the thing too, is like the one thing that I feel like I don't know if we went in with the wrong class too, because I want to say that like the other players, they're using like either hunter or assassin themselves.
Yeah.
You know, there should be a system in place to where like the boss or one of us should be able to pull aggro. And like there's like no way to really provoke anything. Like I could be shooting at this dude, they just say, "Oh, you're shooting at me," and then another dude could be shooting at him, and he'll immediately switch over attention. So I feel like the boss is somehow able to multitask attacking all three of us when we're all at like different vantage points flanking him. Like even then, I get in this situation where I'm able to attack him from behind, but the dude's already like, Soul Body's getting me, and if we even get him enough, he'll teleport. I'll just be like, fuck this. Yeah, see? Right there.
It all comes down to, I think, how much damage you're dealing out that attracts it. You know, it is aggro to a degree, I believe.
Yeah, but even then, like, I don't feel like there's, like, a proper, like, provoke ability or there's anything. I love this dude's like, oh dude, you gotta get up. Oh fuck this, you're on your own.
Bye.
But anyway, yeah, I like the science and philosophy behind aggro and pulling it. Like, it has the makings there to where it can have like a fucking coherent setup, but it doesn't fucking do it. Or I could be wrong. Please, like, anybody watching this right now, if you're just screaming at your computer screen, no, fucking email us at the mailbag and let me know so we can learn. But yeah, like, we catch it in moments like this where I feel like, oh dude, I think somebody caught aggro on it, and then it's just like, nope, it's spinning around like a fucking revolving door, like spitting shots at, and we're flaking this motherfucker from 3 different directions. But yeah, there is like I do like that, like my even like with some sort of type advantage or property involved, like my perks are affecting the boss too. Like, you can see the critical damage coming from the same abilities I would use against like fucking foot soldiers. So I don't know, it's got some makings for some like some promise.
That guy's shooting at you, man.
Yeah.
Your teammates just like, fuck you, I'm killing you.
I think he just ran in there with like guns blazing. I don't think there's really any friendly fire, so you can shoot at each other and it won't do anything.
So when you generate an orb of light, what does that actually do? Because I saw it pop
I don't
up
know
a
what
lot
it
with certain-
does. That's if you like,
Yeah.
because I believe I got a supercharge and I tagged like one of the captains. I don't know what the orbs of light do, and I think there's something that like aggregate at the end of a mission, like towards your overall like loot or score. But yeah, absolutely no exposition as to like what that fucking does.
No, yeah, because it's not glimmer or whatever the fuck you generate when you like complete an objective or a mission. You get like that glimmer that you can turn in for, it's like your credits basically or whatever. It's like the whole system's kind of weird. Like, I like their UI, but I don't understand like the like with any MMO, like, you know, the what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't understand the. It's not
the system, the process of things.
Well, and just like in terms of like selling and money,
terms.
like you don't.
The bartering.
You can't sell. Yeah, you can't sell any of your stuff.
Nope.
Like if you pick up gear that you don't want or need, you either get rid of it or you like store it. Like, you can't sell it off. You know, the economy.
I'm pretty sure that's
what I was trying to think of. I don't understand the economy of the game at all.
Yeah, there we go. Bartering, economy, jackal.
Yeah.
It's a jackal.
Okay, yeah.
No, but fucking, I'm pretty sure that it's stuff that just didn't like have time to make it into the alpha. But I do see that there. I feel like the market UI is terrible. Yeah, dude, that guy just fucking teleported right on top of me too, and I was like,
shot the shit out of you.
Yeah, dude, I was in a situation, and see, like, I want to flank this bastard because I feel like if we're all in the same area, it'll just blast us to bits, and then
It's
we
easier
lose.
to kill, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, but this fucking dude, he just, and like this guy right here, he's a troop.
He did, yep. He came back for you.
He did. He fucking totally. He Tom Hanked my Matt Damon. So that was great.
Which movie is that?
Fuck, I probably fucked it up then. Saving Private Ryan. Who is Private Ryan?
Vin Diesel. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, no. Sarah, we need your help. Private Ryan.
Is
Private
there?
Ryan. It's not. Wait, the actor, as in?
No, well,
Are you looking for the actor who played Private Ryan?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, is there an dude? Tell me there's an actor on his IMDb page. He's like, I am Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I want to say it's Matt Damon.
I think
None of his. Yeah, I think it
It
is.
is. Yeah.
Andrew, you're fucking me up.
That was my
Sorry.
gut reaction. Who, Matt Damon? Is that who we're talking about? Because
I just remember that Vin Diesel's in that movie, and it makes me happy every time I think about it.
Really? Why can I
He
not
wasn't,
place
yeah.
his face in it right now?
He died kind of quick, but he was in it.
Probably why. I don't know. Well, to be
died
fair,
quick, though.
Vin Diesel's kind of dead to me in most movies anyway.
Well, he always lives his life quarter mile at a time, so you know, that's just the way it is when you live the life of Vin Diesel. Oh shit, you got more troops,
yeah.
more troops.
So
Oh
many...
yeah, whole goddamn ship coming and drop him off.
Yeah, which again, that totally threw me off. But you know, we've got sepsis, fucking sepsis, like Andy Stanley Buttkiss. We got him down like to such a degree that I figured that would be the case. But yeah, this is like, even like I said, even if we were fucking maxed out, we'd still like have some trouble with it. And like, look at all these fucking captains that they just spawned me on. Which I'm just like trying to make heads or tails of where I'm at. Dude. I could have taken out 4 of those and there still would have been another person. I think we all got taken out again. Yep. So, yeah. I think this is our last go of it. Yeah, this is our last go of it. And where we were able to like get through and I believe take dude out. But see, my whole thing is and I don't know if it's like something that Bungie had in mind, but like my issue with it, and I hope it's something that's addressed, is like you can only have 3 players at a time to your team. And I feel like this kind of mission could have used the extra player. Like, is that like, did they ever talk about how they'd be able to allow for more people to join in? Like, is that something that was ever discussed at all? Because I remember somebody mentioning that like a lot of the missions involving like a 3-player cap was fucking stupid, which I agree, especially if you're playing in an online environment. Like, I understand like, you know, there are squad-based objectives and whatnot, and like throwing so many fucking people in would be dumb. But like 3 people to tackle on something like this with these odds, even with like I said, if we had the best equipment, we'd still have like a lot of trouble with it. I love that. That dude was just like running for me, and I'm just like. And I don't know, like, I could have probably stayed there and let him just revive me, but I'm just like, I just wanted to get back into the fray. Ah, man. So, talk to me a little bit about the Crucible, Andrew, because, like, I really didn't get a chance to experience it all. I kind of wish we were able to put it in this video, but this was at the tail end of, like, the alpha. And, like, weirdly enough, I believe Bungie, like, tweeted that they extended the alpha, but I don't think...
They did. It was supposed to end on that Sunday at 3 a.m. I think either Pacific or Eastern. I don't remember what time it ended, but it was 3 a.m. What they had posted. They actually extended it till about 8 p.m. that next day, that Monday, for what they called dangerous experiments. Whatever that was, I don't know. I didn't get a chance to play. I was at work all day. But it sounded. I assume it's probably them either stress testing or throwing in some crazy AI tweaks that would make the game, you know, kind of broken. But, you know, just taking some, I would assume, the user input they got from the alpha and maybe incorporating it into that current build they had just to see how it would react and how it would work. Because I'm pretty sure when beta launches, they're going to have a completely different build than what we're playing right now. Because the alpha itself was open to Bungie employees and, you know, people that in a very closed off alpha like the end of May. So by the time we got our hands on it, it was still that same build. So I think once beta launches, they're going to have a totally different build. So you're probably going to see more features, probably going to see a lot more stuff. But yeah, they had extended it for, you know, they said dangerous experiments is what their terminology they used. But yeah, and I'm actually on Bungie.net right now. I'm trying to figure out how you look up. Cause like, they kept on popping up those damn Grimoire cards.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck those do either.
Yeah, and it's like, go to Bungie.net for more information. I'm like, I'm at Bungie.net. I can't see shit all, like, what I played, like, where my stuff is. Like, it has no... And I'm signed into the same profile.
Yeah,
on Bungie.net.
And, like, it recognizes, like, your level, I think. That's it, because I believe I, like, ran in there, too. So you have your name, your level, and all that, and that's pretty much it. And, like, I was shooting at Septis, and I just earned, like, experience for a kill, and I'm like, I didn't fucking kill anybody. But I think what it does, too, that kind of threw me off. If you shot at somebody but didn't land the killing shot, that's the team, like, experience. That's the team sharing. Like, somebody got that kill, but we shared, like, the assist in it. Yeah. I kind of want to steer the conversation real quick, because it came up today. not to date the video, but fuck it, like it's all going up today anyway. And plus, this is something that I would love to get Sarah's input on. So were you guys familiar with some of the Twitter conversation that occurred today from Phil Fish before he deleted his Twitter account?
He deleted his Twitter account today?
Yeah.
He was talking about like Let's Plays and stuff like that, wasn't he?
Yes.
Like he was being really fucking dumb about it.
Abrasive. Like he had some point to his like to the argument he was bringing up, but the way he was going about it and how one-sided he was being, I think like people were trying to talk to him about it, and instead of like following up with the discourse to the can of fucking worms he opened up, he just straight iced his Twitter profile. Yeah, though he has no Twitter, and like even then the dude blocked me a while ago anyway. I actually I had to see it through another friend's Twitter account. But yeah, his whole logic was like, and I really didn't like the way he came at it, but pretty much he's like, anybody who's done a Let's Play of Fez and has earned content, like earned money off of it, like ad revenue money, like you owe me money, you are stealing from me. And to me, and like correct me if I'm wrong, but like me and like another personality online from Retro, we were talking about it in the morning. The way I look at like this right now, for example, we're talking about Destiny, we're going into the alpha, and essentially, God, fucking heaven forbid somebody actually like, oh, this looks kind of fun, thanks PPR, and like, you know what I mean, like, and this might have whet their appetite towards Destiny all the more the same. Like, I won't go into the details of how we operate YouTube, but people monetize off of YouTube, and to use footage and do Let's Plays like that, I see absolutely no, like, I just simply put, I don't see the issue with it. I don't personally think it's piracy. It's the same logic that I would apply like a DJ who basically takes licensed music but then remixes it with either original music or something else and completes a completely different product. Like, we're delivering editorial that's outspoken, critique, fucking dare I say comedy. We're just being ourselves, and we're completely turning this into something else. He essentially likened the whole thing to like, how there are FBI and copyright warnings of how you can't publicly, showcase a movie without getting dinged for it, but that's not the case with video games. I'm like, that's completely different. I mean, we're like, if we're showing a game in its original form and we're playing it, like, I can see that, but when somebody takes a video and basically uses footage, but they're creating a completely different product on the onset, then that's not the same thing. And I don't know, like, I'm not against the idea of doing like some sort of ad revenue share. And to be honest, like, YouTube already threw in a content ID system to kind of alleviate some of that. But like, to just fucking outright say that like people who give the exposure, like I feel, to me, that's some entitled snob bullshit. Like, Phil had like 9 years plus of like basically earning a following and earning like anticipation towards the game that he was developing. A lot of indie developers who don't have that kind of resource or don't have that expose or the access to get that kind of attention, like Rami, for example. I love the way Rami from Vlambeer handles handles that situation, where he straight out says like, dude, just let me know and I'll totally give you all the permission you need to completely 110% monetize from it, because he just wants the exposure. But even then, like, I can see a system where ad revenue sharing would be the best way to go about it, because I'm gonna be completely honest, and I don't care what kind of flame I'll fucking get or I will bring on, but it kind of disgusts me that like somebody like PewDiePie fucking made $4 million.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest and say a lot of it. Like that.
I guess my sarcastic undertones didn't quite come through the microphone there.
Yeah. So I mean,
for real though, My take on it, and I'm kind of gonna like, I'll tell you what I do. I don't actually monetize any of my videos unless it's 100% my content for this exact reason. I don't want my stuff to be make money for the same reason that I don't want anyone else to make money off of my work. So I keep everything non-monetized as much as I possibly can, and if a content ID comes up, I dispute it with every ounce of being that I've got. Only because, like in the case of Bullet Heaven, for example, it's not meant to be a venture. It's meant to be a free form of entertainment that no one has to pay for, and that no one should be paid for, including myself. I'm cool with that. I make my money in roundabout ways for my own produced stuff.
And even then, I don't mind like people turning that into a viable occupation. And I do think there's room to where like everybody can win, including the developer. But for developers to just express this outright entitlement and being like, you fucking owe me money, like no. Like that's completely undermining the process and the work that goes into like putting the video together, as well as like, you know what I mean? Even like that's just some bullshit entitlement. Really? There are like thousands of other games like that YouTuber could have covered, and I'll admit it. I mean, even then, just like in the way that like pundits influence basically our buying decisions or our interests just from what they brought up. Like I can think of dozens of times where games would never have crossed my radar had they not been exposed in some sort of social forum by somebody who I personally align my taste with. Like, you know, James Milky like sharing an iOS game with me and telling me that I should like really check it out. That means something to me. Andrew telling me I should check. Any of you guys telling me that I should check something out. That means something to me. I can't think of like how many different shmups I've came across because of Bullet Heaven. So I mean, those I could only assume that's the intended purpose of it. So to have developers fucking come out when like even one interested consumer in that, I don't know, it bugs me. So, yeah, we're still fighting this fucking guy.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't commenting. I'm just watching you get killed a lot. A whole lot.
A lot, dude.
One other point I'd like to make, like when, what was it? When I reviewed the Dukes 1.5 limited edition from HuCast Games, I actually got hit with a content ID on that. And I basically, like, obviously I put in a dispute for it, but I contacted, Renee Hellwig right away. I'm like, look, I got hit with a content ID, right? And within 2 days, it was removed with the help of both him and Andre Newman, the composer for the game. So I don't know what Phil Fish's problem is.
It's still incredibly imperfect, just because like developers who are uploading it to their own page are getting hit with that like ID on their own page. And
it's crazy.
Yeah, like that shit happened at Ubisoft like a couple of months back. So, man, and like, this run, dude, like, it, yeah, like, the instance, like, I love the detail of it, and then here we go, we've got this fucking ship coming in, dropping God knows how many fucking soldiers for 3 dudes, 3 fucking dudes, like, you know. There is such a thing as fucking overkill.
Those guys aren't even paying attention to you anymore. Like they're just like all out there in their own little world. They forgot about that big eyeball altogether.
Yeah, because they're still being held like by these fucking dudes. Yeah, and that like, okay, and maybe I didn't exactly survey my options in the best way at the tower, Andrew. But did you find anything that was shield piercing at all?
Rocket launcher, that works. Rocket launcher takes care of any kind of shield. No, I think I really liked there was a specific pulse rifle you could use that would be more of a charged up shot, but it seemed to be pretty effective. The only downside is when you charged your shot, you ran the risk of potentially missing your target because the charge took, a few seconds. So you had to really have a target that was not going to move or you were just that good at about charging and then hitting your shot. That seemed to pretty much like instantly drop their shields anytime I used it.
Yeah,
but like I said, it's not the most
practical,
accurate shot. But if you hit with it, it definitely will do the damage you need to drop their shields. Then you just run in with whatever other ammo you have and you're good to go. But yeah, like I noticed that you never use your rocket launcher. Like I use that a lot on this boss. Had to.
I didn't even know I had one.
Yeah, if you when you push triangle on the PS4 controller to switch your weapon, if you hold down on it, you get your rocket launcher.
The fuck, dude?
Or actually, wait, no, maybe you don't have one equipped. You might not even have one equipped.
Yeah, like we're still different classes, dude. I think that was your class. Mine's more quick. Mine's like fucking got guile and the quickest movement speed, which is weird considering that like I still didn't feel as evasive as I like would like to have been, and I ran.
I don't see how speed would be good for you in this scenario. Like, I mean, you could be fast, but if you're not hitting them for anything, then it's not going to do you much good. I guess avoiding them is probably the best thing you can do, really.
Well, like I was able, my double jump got me in areas that like I couldn't get into other. Yeah, this dude.
Yeah.
Once he's just like, oh fuck, strafing. I'm just heading right at.
Rolling. I know. Yep.
I was able to get into situations, and I love how I spawned literally right on top of this fucking asshole with like, Jesus, his fucking shield generated like that. Like, I don't think I was dead for any longer than like, what, 20 seconds, 30 seconds? And his shield was already up, and the dude was already back to health. Yeah, dude, just the focus that you have to put on like some of these fucking captains, man. So ridiculous. And even then, like, I know I'm fighting, like, I definitely know that I'm in a situation in a level that's higher than what I came into. But you would think that, like, considering that they're not scaling enemies down to me, that I would get a bigger XP out boost. Logic. RPG logic. No. You still get, doesn't matter. You still get the same amount of experience unless it's, like, a 2-level difference. And that is fucking impossible. Like, I tried it. You can't go into a situation that's like 7 or 8 without getting your shit completely rocked.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty, I don't know. I have hopes for Destiny. I really do. And like, I do really, I enjoy the systems in place. But, man, There's some fucking issues with the scaling and the AI that they and just like I don't know. Like I said, I'll totally take responsibility over not doing something right. I totally thought I came into the mission with the best equipment, but I had no idea that I can actually compare my existing loadout to like preferred requirements or otherwise like recommendations for the mission. I didn't even know that was a fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. That at least maybe I could be wrong, but that's the way I saw it. Yeah, I utilized that. I would actually equip. That's the thing. Like I got weapons in there I didn't necessarily want to use. Cause I'm terrible at like burst fire rifles, but they were my most powerful weapon. So I would use them. Like it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to use. I knew it was the most powerful, shot that I had. Like I said, that those pulse rifles, like the energy that you charge up, those were pretty effective too. And then, like, if you do... Yeah, I was going to say, you don't really have a supercharged. Those I usually use a lot, too, especially with bigger bosses, bigger enemies. I use supercharge a lot if I can. Mm-hmm.
This fucking guy right here. I just want him dead.
Please.
At this point, I'm just like, fuck it, dude. Like, I feel like there are so many other ways I could... Like... The fact that, like... Oops, going backwards. The fact that, like, I was, like, I don't know. I felt like there were some situations, like, I've been able to take down so many of those fucking captains, and then, like, getting my shit rocked that hard did not make sense to me. So, I don't know. It was weird. But we've almost fucking got this, dude. And so, yeah, the only concussive device or weapon that I have is a grenade. So, and even then those require like quite a bit. And see, okay, yeah, that's what you're talking about, that the Grimoire progress.
Yeah, so I was reading into that more. You only could be able to access it because it's not on Bungie.net right now. There was a separate website. It was alpha.bungie.net, where you can actually go and look up your alpha progression, look at your cards. And I guess apparently the Grimoire cards actually tell a story of, like, you know, about the Fallen and the Guardians, like what they actually are. What it gives you backstory, which is kind of interesting. Like, that's, I guess, like when I was saying that all the stuff that you're doing isn't really for anything. Like, you don't get to really create or make your own story by doing just random quests. Technically you do, because if you get these Grimoire cards, you actually collect them and it kind of tells you backstory. So, you know, that way it kind of give you more of that, you know, like I was saying, I wanted to build more of my own tale. Well, I kind of get that, you know, with this, which I appreciate, but you can't see it now. Since the alpha's over, you can't access the alpha site. So I'm hoping some of that stuff does roll over into beta. So I'd like to read those cards, because I never got a chance to look at them during alpha.
And it was my complete understanding that all this stuff that we'd be doing would roll over to beta and then would eventually roll into the final game too. And see,
I just
now
that
that
that'd almost be a little too unfair, though, I think. But maybe that's the reason why they capped it at 8. They want to give too many people too much of an unfair, like, you know, head start.
And see, like, you guys see the level of difference in my fucking attack. This fucking clown. This fucking, like, General Grievous ass motherfucker.
Look at motherfucker. That's the truth, man. Broke ass General Grievous. That's the truth.
Anyway, yeah, you fucking, man. You can definitely note. Here it comes again, fucking dude. You definitely notice a difference in, like, the damage I'm outputting against, like, Prime. I'm also landing like so many more criticals. Like, I still, like, I'm really curious on the algorithm that they use for, like, damage output in relation to, like, scale versus level on matchups. But, like, I only went up a level. I don't understand, like, how it could do that. It's that drastic of an improvement.
Yeah, but you haven't even gotten the experience for killing this boss yet. You get that, you'll get a shit ton of experience.
Yeah, exactly. But even it wasn't enough to level me twice. But, like, fucking just doing this goddamn mission alone, like, jumped me up all the way from the start of 5 to 6.
Yeah, because this is essentially end of the alpha once you beat this. After that, you could just do random missions or do this over again. You could do stuff over again if you wanted to, but I mean, yeah, like you kind of mentioned the Crucible, you know, that's where you get into, like, your multiplayer matches. And I think Bungie uses the same kind of multiplayer matchmaking you would expect from a Halo game. Like, I'm sure it's got a lot of balance to it, and it seemed like usually most of the matches were pretty fair. You know, I got lumped in with, like, a lot of other level 8s, but my skill level wasn't necessarily at their level, but I still felt like I could at least utilize some of my skills I got during these missions to, you know, take on multiplayer scenarios. You know, especially using stuff like Supercharged and, you know, things like that would usually get me at least an easy kill, you know. And I like that the Crucible, like, everything carries over, like your gear, stuff you're wearing, the weapons you're using, all that stuff carries over. Like, you don't have to have, like, a separate setup for the multiplayer aspect. It all carries over with you, which I appreciate. I like that you are building towards something that you can use throughout the entirety of the game.
And see, like, I'm noticing something too. Certain, like, ranks of enemies that I'm killing, I'm not earning experience or glimmer for.
Yeah.
Like, so, like, I have to kill top rank dudes now, which to me, I actually don't like that system. Like, I'd rather take very, very little and at least, like, have it, like, add up, like, even to the point where it does. Yeah, dude, holy shit. They fucking jumped our shit there. This was really tense. I totally thought we'd be in a situation where we'd fucking start over again.
Yeah.
But I honestly, like, and to me, like, I don't know if they're trying to do it to really, like, you know, kind of discourage, like, fucking farmer mentality. But the fact that, like, not being able to do things, like, below my level at some point, like, because, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, I wouldn't mind replaying a mission just to earn some extra loot and farm some extra experience instead of jumping right into the next thing. And the fact that, like, you know, my incentive to do that is now lessened because, you know, half of the shit that I can kill and will be put in a situation where I do have to kill because they are fucking coming after me, I won't really earn a whole lot from. That bugs me.
Yep.
Like that dude right there. Nothing. That, not like, give me something. Like, it's not even like just the fact as far as experience. Give me loot, man. Give me glimmer. I felt like that was such a missed opportunity. And I really, really hope that, like, I don't know just how far in or deep in it's built within the code of the game, but or if that's something that can be alleviated with a patch. But
I just wonder that also if maybe if you're further away from your teammates that you don't get experience that you're sharing because you're too far away, because like they're way out in the other room. So maybe if you're further away from your fire team, maybe because you guys are sharing experience from your kills because you're in a group, maybe you lose some of that. Like just then, like that I didn't see any experience pop up for the kill for the boss.
No,
or the
right
mission's
there.
not over yet. Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. And then we all gonna dance.
Yep. That guy sat down. He said, "Fuck dancing. I'm sitting down."
No.
Oh no, never mind. He's dancing now.
No, we all get in on it, and you're like,
Pointing
no,
fingers.
you, you,
and pointing fingers. Yeah.
Yeah,
you.
but see, like, these are people I just met, and like just having fun with it like this in this kind of social form. Like it gave me like a Journey vibe. I like the fact that I got to play a shooter like this that requires tacitly like positioning and strategy with your squad mates, and yet, I didn't have to be on a headset listening to God only knows what I can imagine just from like, all the fucking online shooter archetypes and stereotypes you can take from like previous online gaming experiences. The fact that I would just be able to point at people or dance or do something. I mean, do stupid shit that you could type within a combat log of an MMO. I like
You
that.
died 53 times?
I died 53 times.
That's real?
Ouch, man.
Holy shit.
But I also
You're-
I was the second dude that got the highest amount of kills. I was
You're KDR, bro. You're KDR. Bro.
I don't care, man. I got plenty of kills. I made myself useful.
By being an ability to have people shoot at you. You're a moving target.
This coming from
Bullet
the dude who
magnet.
plays games in monkey mode.
Dude, I am so good at Alpha or Destiny or Beta or whatever the fuck it's called. I'm so
Whatever
good.
it is.
I'm so good. I'm the best.
All right, so now we're gonna show off some tower stuff here, which again, I was kind of weirded out, but at the same time, it was a nice palate cleanser. Really weirded out that like the entire game shifted into third person. How do you feel about
What? Oh, when you're in the tower.
when you're in the tower? Yeah.
I thought it was weird that I saw my face. Initially because my character was like this alien like awoken character. And when you're in the tower, you actually see your face because you're not wearing your gear. Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of weird. It feels like the most MMO ass MMO ever when you're in the tower. There's a fucking train. It is. It's like that. It's an MMO like in all the ways when you're in the tower. You go talk to people. You go to shops. All that shit.
I really feel like they did that because if you think about it, I mean, that's the marketplace as well as, where you delegate and handle your things. And I feel like, Bungie had to show the player, like, kind of, like, assure them or otherwise, like, give them, like, a glance of what they were equipping or, like, setting up with themselves. Like, right now, I mean, any gear that I could buy, I would immediately be able to see on my person. So it was definitely nice. Like, it was a gratifying thing, but it was a little jarring to come from like, going into first person into third person and then like operating with a completely different control set. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think of this.
Yeah, it's like
You're right. It's so MMO. Ugh.
Yeah, dude. Like in all the ways.
yeah. I'm really surprised that this didn't, because it's practically an MMO. It really is. I mean, if anything, it's honestly missing a combat log and a guild and like they're like it's almost like a half chub of an MMO. Like it can go all the way. But I feel like if they came out directly saying like, "Oh, this is an MMO," like people wouldn't buy into it. People like Bungie is totally banking off the fact that this is an online shooter. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's gonna work against them, like when this comes out and people are gonna like buy into this just on the notoriety that this is like a new game from the same people that did Halo, and people will play this like discovering this isn't fucking Halo. What is this shit? You know what I mean? Like, because I'll say this, like, given like a lot of the complexity that you can still find within Borderlands, it is nowhere near the level of like shit that I can like really tool around with, skill trees, equipment, perks, like the stuff that I can do in Destiny. I was really surprised with like just how deep you can get in it. I mean, look at this armor, look at this equipment screen, and tell me this doesn't scream to you like Warcraft or Final Fantasy 11. And the fact that you can dismantle them and build like you can craft things.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Brink too, which was garbage.
Oh man, you're right. Oh, it's the UI, isn't it? It's the UI that reminds you of Brink. Yeah, yep. I agree with you. And I was trying to think of what it reminded me of, and you fucking just nailed it. Like that clean, like with yeah, dude. You man, fuck. Now it's gonna ruin it for me. Thanks. I'm gonna think about Brink all the time now when I play Destiny. Well, sorry, George. Sarah and I both will not be playing Destiny this fall. we're
so
totally
essentially,
done.
We recorded this first look at it for absolutely no reason,
and totally killed all my enjoyment of it. The Bungie brought you the Brink game you never thought you wanted.
So in here you can pick up other missions, and that's something that I can do. Like on various points within the map. I don't know. I personally never got into or checked out Brink just because like on day one, the moment people got into it, they immediately warned me with every fiber.
Yeah, I remember that. Like as soon as it came out, we're like, uh-oh. like yeah. Nope, get away.
Even the visuals are broken. You move and all the textures have to reload. Even if you move just a little bit, it's the worst.
And see, I'm just checking out here. This is where you would pick up quests as well, but it's not available in the alpha. But yeah,
MMO.
This has been Press Pod's Radio Play on Destiny. Glad you guys stuck around and got to see it from our view. And man, look at that view. But we appreciate it. Thanks again for sticking with us. And maybe Sarah will buy it. Maybe.
Or Brink. Go buy Brink.